The Haunted Sketchbook. Trigger warnings. This video contains scenes that may be unsettling or disturbing to some viewers. Viewer discretion is advised. It includes themes of psychological horror, distorted imagery, and supernatural elements. If you are sensitive to any of these themes, please proceed with caution. I didn't expect to find anything interesting at the yard sale. It was early, and the fog hadn't lifted yet. The yard was cluttered with forgotten objects, old furniture, boxes of knickknacks and stacks of dusty books. But there it was, lying among the piles of old junk, an old, worn sketchbook. Its cover was battered, the ink on the label barely readable. But something about it called to me. I didn't know why, but I had to have it. I sat alone in my apartment, the dim light of the desk lamp flickering as I opened the sketchbook. The pages were yellowed with age, but as I flipped through them, I saw something strange. Unfinished drawings. People. Their faces were haunting, twisted in ways that made my skin crawl. Empty, hollow eyes stared back at me from the pages. I couldn't look away. The rough sketches seemed to move as if they were waiting for something, almost alive. I shivered as the weight of the room seemed to shift, like something was watching me as I looked at them. I needed to make my mark of the sketchbook, to make it my own. I grabbed my pencil and began to sketch. The face took shape slowly, roughly at first, then more defined as I worked. But as I continued, the page seemed to come to life. The face I'd drawn didn't remain still. It twisted, shifted, its eyes seeming to follow me. A chill crept up my spine as I watched the face in the sketch. It was as though the sketchbook was changing me, or I was changing it. The next morning, I opened the book again, ready to admire my work. But when I looked at the drawing, my heart stopped. The face, my face, was distorted. Its features had changed, twisted into something dark and wrong. An eerie smile spread across the face, one that definitely hadn't been there before. It was no longer just a sketch. It felt alive. It felt like it had drawn itself while I slept. My breath caught in my throat as I realized it wasn't just a drawing. Something else was at play. Then it hit me. The faces. They weren't just random drawings. They looked like people I knew, people I'd seen on the news, missing persons. I flipped through the pages frantically. Every page, every face, twisted, distorted, was someone who had vanished. How could this be? How did these people end up in my sketchbook? My heart pounded as I stared at the pages, the realization sinking in. They were here, staring back at me, trapped in the sketches, and I couldn't escape them. I turned the page, hoping to leave behind the twisted faces, but something stopped me. There, on the fresh page, was a self-portrait. My face, staring back at me from the page. But something was wrong. Behind me in the sketch was a shadowy figure, blurred, half-formed, like it was waiting just out of sight. I felt a chill so deep it made me shiver. The figure was watching me, waiting, as if it had been there all along. I couldn't shake the feeling that it wasn't just a drawing. It was a warning. With shaking hands, I turned to the last page. There was only an empty outline, shaped like me. I stared at it, unable to look away. And then, slowly, it hit me. I was fading. My own reflection in the mirror beside me was vanishing. I could see myself growing transparent, like I was being pulled into the sketch. The outline in the book, it was filling in. I wanted to scream, to tear the book apart, but I couldn't move. My body was frozen. I realized with horror that I was becoming part of the sketchbook. I was inside it now. I was part of its pages, trapped in its haunted world. The sketchbook lies on my desk, closed and quiet, just as it had been that first day. It waits, as it always has, silent, watching, waiting for someone else to pick it up. And when they do, they'll find the same thing I did, a haunted, unfinished drawing. And they'll feel it, just as I did. The weight of something watching them, pulling them in, and they'll become part of it too, just like the rest of us. Trapped forever. Thank you for watching. We appreciate every one of you for joining us on this terrifying journey. Your support means the world to us. Stay tuned for more spine-chilling content. And remember, not everything is as it seems. Like the video if you enjoyed the story. Subscribe to the channel for more chilling horror tales. Leave a comment below sharing your thoughts or any theories you have about the sketchbook's haunting nature. Share with a friend who loves dark, eerie tales.